In this question, we have the wording of an inequality where it says x is at most. That means that x can be smaller or x can be equal. But let's start, and we recommend that you start often on these by just imagining that it was equal. So for instance, if the number x is exactly 2 less than 3 times y, then we're going to say, well, our number x is, and then we're going to have our expression. We're not going to worry about the inequality just yet. But another substitution we can imagine is if it said it was 2 more than. If x is 2 more than 3y, we would be done. But subtraction involves order. And that's because if I'm taking away from something, then my number needs to be there for me to then take it away. So if x is 2 less than 3 times y, I can't just put a minus sign here. I have to put the 3y right there, and then I have to take away 2. So that's the expression x is 2 less than 3y. So once again, if you're writing an expression and it has something simple like addition or multiplication, you can kind of write it in the same exact order as how you're given, as how it's given to you. But if it has something like subtraction that implies order in it, then something needs to be there to then subtract from it. So this right here is the expression x is 2 less than 3 times the value of y. So now let's bring in the inequality. If x is at most that, well, it means that x could be less than that, or x could be equal to that, but it can't be more. So thinking about that, it could be less or it could be equal. We're just going to replace this with x is less than or equal. And now we have our correct inequality. Next, we're seeing that the value of y is -4. So we'll put -4 right there. X less than or equal to 3 times -4 minus 2. So we substituted in the number they gave us. Now we'll just start calculating. 3 times -4 is -12 minus 2 gives us -14. And x is less than or equal to -14. So what's the greatest value that x could be? Well, just thinking about that on a number line, we have -14 right here. X is any number that's less than or equal to that. And less than or equal to means that the circle would actually be shaded. That means that it can be the number 14. So the greatest number we're seeing on this number line is actually -14.